even the chief, since they'll be more or less the security around here to be able to ask their questions, and kind of see what they think. And so, if you guys have any,
What's your projected completion and occupancy?
We're looking to close. I think the closing date's mid-October. We have a certain amount, like a decent amount of engineering still after this. This does contemplate storm and all of that, but we'll need final engineering. I would say to get the plans, we'll be looking at spring, and then breaking ground in the spring would be our hope, and then we could get occupancy late next year, 2026, and certainly at the latest by spring of 27.
Production, the construction period would be how many months approximately?
Probably it's 6 months.
6 months.
There's just the one entrance coming in off of Pendle. There's
Yes.
only one entrance exit.
Yeah.
There's a street down the middle of it.
Street design wide enough for 2-lane traffic, and then the radius at the end of it here.
Just 2-lane traffic, and then the parking would be
Good enough,
kind of the person's condo.
Yeah.
Unit.
Yeah, there'll be 2-car garages, and you could park also in front of the garages in theory. Don't think we'll have that kind of need, being only a 3 to 4 bedroom, and geared towards single family, but shouldn't be a need for parking on the street itself.
It wouldn't be allowed, would it?
well, in their community, they could be, but the only hindrance,
your streets.
yeah, the only hindrance it would be is if they were parked on the street, if fire did come in, it might make it a little bit tight.
Right.
But that would, I mean, if they got like homeowners deal where they're limited or something like that, then we would have that in there. Yeah,
And it's gonna be fully enclosed, fence, because you said gated community? Is it
I would, yeah, I would like to do that. I don't know if there's any if that interferes in the setback issues or not. I don't think so. And we do want to have enough area for patio and green space. But yeah, that would be ideal if we could do that.
Now, is it just the vacant lot, or are you acquiring the house next to the lot, or?
We looked at different options there, but at this point, and if you look at this layout, there would be the ability to even extend that if that opportunity ever presented itself. But at this point, it's just this vacant lot.
Are you local here in the area?
I am from Columbus, Ohio, but we have an office opened up here. We're currently working on 3 or 4 projects, and even looking at a couple projects in downtown South Bend. And so we're committed. I'm looking to hire someone here, if not 2 people full time. So it's definitely a second office, and a second office that will remain.
Irish Realty.
Used to be with him, now I'm with the Golden Legacy team, which is a couple of young men in the community. To meet Jason, and Jason's a Notre Dame grad, so am I. He's got a daughter at Notre Dame now. It's, I think, one of his draws back to, work in the community and develop in the community. So I look at this as a great opportunity for Roseland. As we all know, there's a lot going on in Roseland. Not all of it, I understand, you get tax benefit from. This you certainly would. So I would think that would be a great asset for you.
Marty?
I got 3 questions. How far apart are these structures?
They are duplexes, so there's some of them, and then there's a 4-unit that's attached. In between, I believe we're 10 foot in between.
And where would the stormwater go? You gonna hook up the sewer system? Or?
Yeah, there's what's called an underground retention system. So how that works, instead of above ground where there's a pond, it's actually chambers that if you've ever seen them, they look like upside down.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Kind of like dry well.
And a boatload of gravel, yeah, so it, you know, does acts to retain the water and also purify it or, filter it out before it goes to
And who would do the plowing since it's a gated community?
subcontracted out and
Okay.
ultimately turned over to the association.
Right.
Yeah,
And the chief would be able to get in there too, wouldn't he?
absolutely.
Does it include jerseys, home tickets, and football?
I'm thinking for the whole town, so.
Shh, it's being recorded.
We look forward to having you guys in town. We really do.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been, we appreciate it, yeah, it's been open arms and super accommodating. A pleasure to meet Mike and you guys more than a few times. And happy to, we want to get it going. And it's, it's business, but it's also fun. And yeah, definitely have an attachment to this area.
He's talking, Lou. Lou. He's talking. We can. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. Like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. And look forward to getting this stuff moving.
Or have you been able to, I know when we were talking about you getting on like area plan, your agenda.
We're scheduled for, I believe it's October 8th.
October 8th, okay. I wasn't sure when their next meeting was, but.
And then we'll have a vote follow up with you guys.
Good. I look at it as a positive for the town. I mean, in more ways than one. But that empty lot really doesn't create much of a tax revenue. And to have more people in Roseland, that'll help too.
Yeah, no, it'll be something that we will be proud of, something that will go, that we're proud of and be of high quality and bring good things to the community, good people in the community.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. And you've got my number, we've discussed a lot of things. And so we'll definitely keep in touch. And Pat, I know you and I,
Yeah.
we've kept in touch.
Right. And just so you know, Mike, our contract with the seller is a commitment by October 15th. So if we get this approval downtown on the 8th, then we need your approval and lock it up.
And we can set up a meeting. I know, let's see, by the 8th, we actually have a town council meeting on the 9th.
Right.
So we wouldn't even have to call a special public meeting to deal with it.
Right.
So it sounds like the timing is,
Stars are aligned.
yeah, the stars are aligned and the gods are looking down on us.
So,
We're long overdue for that.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, and if there's anything else, I mean, we can need to confer with or something like that, I can always let Kurt and Julie know.
yeah, and likewise, you have my email, my number.
And let me introduce Ken Murray. Like, a lot of people know that name in the area. He's been in real estate a long time. We're teammates now. Golden Legacy. He's part of our group.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Pleasure to be here.
I'm looking forward to the future with you guys.
Likewise, yeah, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. If anybody got any other questions?
No, but I'm just glad you guys are coming.
Yeah.
Hey, we be safe.
Yes, sir.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Stay safe out there.
Hi.
I don't think we've got any other introductions and announcements. So we'll move on. Town attorney is not here. Any old business that we need to take care of? I think there is one that we have discussed at last meeting, for vehicles. And it is, I'm gonna do the first, second, third reading of it. It's gonna be, resolution 2-2025. And states, when Roseland Police impound a vehicle, it is required prior to you getting your vehicle released from the towing yard, you must first file for a release from our department located at 200 Independence Drive in Roseland, Indiana. You will be required to provide a valid driver's license, proof of ownership of the vehicle, along with proof of valid insurance. You will be required to fill out our release form and pay a $10 fee. Payment may be made by cash credit card. No personal checks will be accepted. If the vehicle is impounded as evidence, the hold will be effective until our investigation is complete. Your vehicle will not be released without providing the signed form and receipt to the towing company. The retrieval of the vehicle must be done during the towing company's business hours. It is not Roseland PD's responsibility to make your retrieval arrangements. You will be given the name of the towing company and the address and the phone number after the release is filled out with the Roseland PD. Roseland Police Department is not responsible for any damage to your vehicle incurred during the towing or storage process. When your vehicle is impounded, the impounding officer will take an inventory of the items in your vehicle. When possible, photographs will be taken of the contents of the vehicle. Roseland Police Department is not responsible for missing items after an accurate inventory has been conducted. At the times vehicles are so unkept that we will only be able to conduct the inventory for items of value, this will be at the officer's discretion. I know this says discussion, but it should be discretion. All vehicle impounds are done in accordance with the state and federal law and local ordinances. Towing costs charged by the towing entity are solely at the discretion of the towing company. Storage fees charged by the tow yards are also at their discretion. That was the first reading. Second reading will be Resolution 2-2025, and that is the requirements to have your car impounded, released by the Roseland PD. And we will do a third reading, which would be 2-2025, which is the impound requirements, or release requirements for impounds by the Roseland PD. I make a motion that we go ahead and pass this. Do I have a second? Or any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Resolution is passed. We'll sign that on the signature paper. That way we can put it. Any other old business? Then we will move on to new business. I don't have any new business myself. Kurt? No. Julie? Then we will move on to town health and safety.
Okay, calls for service in August. We had 211 calls for service and 18 reports. It's down, which is fine. It hasn't been crazy, but Notre Dame season is upon us. So we anticipate the calls to go up a little bit for the weekends. But the hotels so far seem to be calming down a little bit since notices have gone out. But, we still get the regular calls for them, so that continues. Do you have anything else for calls for service besides, I've got a couple announcements for our department. Okay. Okay, so as you guys know, we're still doing the t-shirt sales for the K-9 Knicks. Initially, our cost, I'll just run through this really quick. Our cost for the t-shirts was $3,462. He cut us a deal and we only paid $2,500 for them. So far, we've sold $2,681. So with the cut cost and what we've made, we're at $1,031, and we still have 3 boxes of t-shirts in there we need to sell. So Tim mentioned a fundraiser. So me and Tim and Dan kind of put our heads together, and Dan had mentioned having a fundraiser on the Notre Dame weekend, on a Friday before home game. So I got a hold of Fisher's that everybody liked for our national night out. And they said they would give us a really good deal and come over to, we're gonna have it at the parking lot over at Dobson's, which is right next to the Pancake House. So everybody can see us. Fisher's is gonna come out there and sell their rib tips and their chicken, really good. And I'm gonna sell t-shirts, and we're gonna do it from 12 to 5. And we're just gonna hit up the Notre Dame traffic the whole time we're out there, because that's the start of when all the Notre Dame's coming in for the home game weekend. That's October 5th, which, what game?
Boise State.
Boise State. So it's gonna be a busy weekend. So,
We should have a lot of people in town.
Yeah.
That are gonna be staying at the local hotel, so what better time than to hit them up on
Yeah.
Friday night for good food?
so we anticipate a good turnout, and that'll be nice, because those funds will just continue to go toward the K-9 and toward the police department, because we've also still have to get stuff for Nick's occasionally. So, and, that'll continue. And if we do well with it for that, we might have a second one during a Notre Dame home game weekend if we can. But this one on October 4th, we're just gonna kind of get our feel for it and see how well Fishers does and us being out there. So if anybody wants to come out on October 5th, it's on a Friday, we might be out there. I don't know, I might have signs, I might be out
I
there.
think we need to put you at the end of the toll road with
Okay.
a sign directing them down that
Well,
way.
and I'm hoping that we can put out that little A-frame and put on there, T-shirts and Fishers. And Fisher says they have a dry erase board that they can put their stuff. I said, bring it. We'll post it down at the other side with an arrow so they know which way to go. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good place and a good, perfect time and
I think
location.
we've got 2 of those A-frames that
Yeah.
we can redo.
Yeah, just something we can put paper on there saying, hey, Fisher's Rib, donation or fundraiser for police department.
Are we gonna get it on the electronic signs?
We will if he has space.
Okay.
I'll ask him.
They'll have space.
Yeah,
He's been good about making
he
space for that.
usually does. Even if he can put it up like that week of, and we'll just kind of advertise so people know. But everybody seems to like Fisher, so once they see that, hopefully they'll be stopping over there. That'll be my dinner for Friday. So that's what I'm gearing toward right now. I did get a hold of Clay International, and they have a trunk or treat in October, so we are gonna participate again with that again this year. We did last year, and do some kind of theme or something where we pass out candy to the kids. So that's my plan ahead for the next 2 months.
Close enough to tell them to generate good exposure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got.
Anything else?
And
Any questions? Okay, well then, good job, everybody. We'll move on to maintenance. I did talk with Advanced Property to see, I know we've been on their schedule to get the dry well put in over on West Willow and Weber to deal with the flooding on West Willow. And he's trying to move us up on the schedule to where that new paving that we have done has less chance of getting damaged. Because next year we're gonna be tightening our belts on things, unless we can get some more grant money, which been working on, been meeting with, one of the county engineers on helping us, apply for some grant money for paving. And we did get the speed humps in, that was ordered last month. And under recommendation, since we're getting close to the end of the year, since they're removable for plowing, so we don't damage them, we're gonna hold off on putting them out until after winter time. That way they'll be out, and that way it gives us more time work with county, to get the signage put up over here on Pendle, outside of the town limit. And we've got the signage already purchased. But they've got to drive the post into the ground because they've got the equipment to do it. So we don't have Shane out there with a hand hammer, trying to beat in a post that's going to stay. But they're willing to help us out, which is, I'm thankful for, because I'm glad that we're able to get a good report with the county highway again. And, so that way we'll get the maximum benefit out of those speed humps. We're also having all the shingles and tar paper, nails, and everything for the new pavilion roof are being delivered actually tomorrow morning here to the maintenance garage. And I've talked with the roofing company that is donating the labor to do it, to let them know that I need at least 24, 48 hours notice for Big C to deliver the wood that they're donating, to replace all the underneath of the shingles and everything. So it's going to have a completely new roof except for the trusses. And we're planning on having that done definitely within the next, hopefully, 2 months, because the roofing company, this is kind of their busy time of the year.
Yeah.
And they're trying to work us in. So there might be a Saturday that you're seeing somebody down there working, but that's them trying to work us into their schedule. And they're donating all the labor and everything. So that's from Advanced Roofing. ABC Lumber gave us a very big discount on the shingles and tar paper and roof cap, drip edge, nails, and everything else that we couldn't get anyplace else. And then Big C, naturally, they have stepped up and they're donating, I believe it's 72 sheets of 4x8, and I think it's either 7/16 or ½ inch press board for the roof to completely cover it. I think that's what we had figured that it was going to take. So we're trying to get that all lined up to where when the roofing company's ready, we've got all the materials already here. And I know in Advanced Property, they've been really great about letting us borrow some equipment to unload like when we got the speed humps. So we didn't get an extra charge. They let us borrow a machine that had forks on it where we could unload it, put it in the garage. And he's already said that he would let me borrow the equipment again to move the shingles so we could load them in the dump truck, take it over to the park when they're ready, get it unloaded over there, and he's not charging us any cost for the use of the equipment. So Advanced Property has been a really good partner to work with in the town. And I know Shane, we're actually going to go up tomorrow. We had some extra cold patch that we had left over from the last load. We're going to go over and we've been able to store it where we can reuse it or still have some on hand. And we're going to go get that loaded tomorrow to where he can hit a few of the areas and use what we had left for some of the holes on the streets. And I know he's been getting caught up on all the mowing and everything else, and he actually painted the curbs there on David Street by the car lot and across the street. That would be the curbside towards the liquor store where there's not supposed to be any parking, which gives our officers a chance to keep that intersection open for people that's coming up David Street to go on 933 and coming off of 933 on the David Street, not having an accident. So that gives them better vision where if they see it, they get a ticket. But other than that, I don't, if anybody's got any questions about maintenance.
Yeah, I do. Mike, Lou Valderas, 210 East Willow Drive. How much does it cost this project?
Which project?
That you just talked about?
The roof,
Yeah, and all the equipment, I mean, everything, total cost.
the shingles and all the tar paper and everything was just over $3,100. The labor's free, the wood's free, it was donated.
Okay, I have a question for you, because I haven't been to a meeting in a long time, but, it's $3,100, is that what you just said?
Yes,
Where'd that money come from?
that came from the maintenance.
From the maintenance department?
Yep.
They had that kind of funds in there?
Well, we had some left because we've been trying to skimp and save on things, and
Sure, I
with
understand.
Advanced Property helping us out, and just like at the park, it's actually coming out of the park fund, because when they did the park and remulched it, the only thing they charged us for was the mulch. They didn't charge us any labor. So they work with us, and so we can save a little bit of money here, move it over here to get this project done, and that's why I said he doesn't live in town, but he wants the town to succeed and to look good. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions from maintenance?
Advanced property, Echo, people ask, they will get that installed this fall, correct?
Yes.
I mean, we'll get it done.
Oh, yeah.
before winter.
It'll be done before
I
winter.
just want to confirm that.
Yep.
I asked that because he said they may be starting in like somewhere in October, November, and I said, good, let me know, because we've got a few pavilion rentals.
Oh, she was talking about the drywall.
Oh, the drywall,
Yeah,
okay, this
yeah.
September, because I didn't want it to conflict with people over there
Yeah.
having rentals.
That's a good
and
point.
going-
Yeah, and looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of hard because they might get a job done and say, okay, well, we're gonna be there tomorrow, and it's like, well, that's why I called them and told them, I need at least a minimum of 24 hours notice, just for Big C to deliver the wood. I mean, I'm not so much worried about the shingles and the tar paper and stuff, because I can run right up, get the equipment, get it loaded in the dump truck, take it over to them, but we don't have the room to store the 4x8 sheets of wood, because I think it's at least 72 of them. And the maintenance garage is only so big. So we're trying to work on a very tight time frame.
It's a one-day job once they
Oh,
actually start it.
they'll have
One
that
day.
knocked out in a day easy. And they're gonna haul away the debris, because we can't put it in our dumpsters, because then we'd have to have our dumpsters emptied, then we fill it, emptied, and that'd be an extra cost also. But if there's no more questions for maintenance, then we will move on to town clerk treasurer.
Okay, as of September 1st, we had in our bank balance, it was reported as $342,430.83. And that's all that I have.
And I know that you've been working with a couple ladies to help us get everything lined up for the budget.
For the new budget.
And
Yes, Susie Bass and Janet Alexander.
And I know we have a budget work session this Monday at 5:30, which is an exec session, work session to give the 3 or 4 of us and the chief a chance to sit down and go through some things. So we're within our timeline where we'll get it done before the deadline, which I believe I was told was November 3rd. And we should have it done and put in before the end of October. So we're on track, at least better than last year. Any questions for the town clerk treasurer? I said, any questions for the town clerk treasurer? Then we will move on to town planning, zoning, and development, which has been very quiet this past month.
Which is good, yeah. Good news about the development for the empty lot. I think you guys called it like the swimming pool or something like that. With so
With,
yeah.
the low lying area with the
lying
dirt.
area, yeah. So we have been sending out letters for ordinance violations, and there are some that have failed to make corrections, so we might be seeing some
More letters going
more
out.
letters going out
With the fine.
with fines. And again, if you see a lot or ordinance within the zoning and planning and bring it to my attention or the council's attention, we'll address it.
Even if you call town hall, leave a message for one of us. We always get the message, because especially if Heather takes the message, trust me, she gets it to us. And even if we try to run and hide, she'll track us down one way or another. So we won't neglect them, and we're trying to stay on top of all of them. Any questions for, yes, sir?
We had started levying fines,
Yes.
obviously. So a couple of the thorns in our side have eclipsed the $10,000 mark. So one of our best friends in town has finally started to pay us. We have two or three other.
Three.
I was gonna-
We have 3 other hotels that I have sent out, I had Eli send out stuff, letters, yeah, Augustino's. But Cheers has made 2 payments so far, and we're waiting on the 3rd, and that will clear their
To start over
starting back
again.
to start over again. So, and that check's supposed to come in by the 5th
And they've got till the 15th or
of this
before.
month to finish their fine payment. And they're actually complying, so.
For a change.
We want to take care of our residents. It's the precipice of the whole thing.
Yep. And the businesses that want to thrive here and work with us, we'll work with them. But the ones that want to create problems, you play, you pay. But that's just kind of, and that goes along with the residents. I mean, if they want to comply like everybody else, we're all in this together. I don't want to live next to a trash hole, and I know other residents don't want to live next to a trash hole. And so we're trying to enforce them, and if they don't want to pay the fines, then we'll turn them into collections. And then they'll have even more cost at their expense. But that goes with anybody. I mean, even with us sitting up at the table, if we've got violations, we're not immune to them. So we're all, like I said, we're all in this together. Nobody's any better than anybody else in this town. Because we all live here, and we all want it to be a good place to live. Anything else for town planning, zoning, and development? Then we'll move on to park and recreation, and kind of took care of that during the maintenance department, because there's not a whole lot else going on other than waiting to get the pavilion roof taken care of. But if anybody's got any questions or concerns about the park,
The thing I asked you about, corner Crichton, like that, is that?
oh, that, there is, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but on the corner of the rails to trails where it comes up to Cripe Street, there by, close to Don Sporleader's house, there's an organization that we actually approved it last year, that they wanted to put up one of those information kiosks and a bench in Don Sporleader's name, because he used to be in their organization. They've already started the work on it, and they're the ones that are paying for it. And the gentleman that is actually working on it, he called me. He's out of town this week, but he's had the concrete poured for the slab. He's got the post up. But they're doing it at their own expense and their own labor. And we thought last year that since Don did do a lot of stuff for the town, and for the park and the rails and trails, and they wanted to do it in his name, that we thought that it was only right to give him the okay to do it. So he has started on that, and hopefully within, I would say maybe, I don't know his time frame, because so far there's only one guy that's been out there working on it, but he's doing a good job. He's taking pride in his work. So if you wonder what that is, that is what that is going to be right there. anything else? Then we got, public input. Okay.
Mike, Luke Valderas, 210 East Lower Drive. I got a question for Heather Bellis. You mentioned when you were talking that you're buying these T-shirts. What was the cost that it cost the town for those shirts?
The cost for us, okay, so the total the total charge was $3,462, but they gave us a discount, so we only paid $2,556.
Okay. Where did that money come from?
They came from the police department side, our budget.
From the police department?
Yeah,
Okay. That's what I want to know, because I like to know when the money's spent, where it came from.
we keep all of our expenses for our department separate from the town's.
See, I wasn't aware of that because I hadn't been to a meeting in a long, long time. That's news to me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other, Marty?
I want to mention Tony Rulli has a birthday tomorrow.
Actually, on Saturday.
Saturday?
Saturday the 13th, he turns 95.
Okay, I think that's Saturday.
Yeah, the 13th, 9/13/30. Yeah,
They're challenging.
yeah, they do, they do. Yeah.
And they're both honoring.
Yeah.
Sure are.
Any other public input? Then I will make a motion that we adjourn this meeting at 6:44 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.